Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host Faisal Raza and you are watching Foresight. Viewers, at the victory of Turkiye's war of independence, under the brilliant and brave command, great leadership, revolutionary statesman and founding father of modern Republic of Turkey, Mustafa Kemal Pasha, famously known as Kemal Atatürk or Ghazi Mustafa Kemal. At this victory, Pakistan's national poet Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal, in his book Bange Dara and the poem The Rise of Islam, he wrote, and I quote a verse in English, "Long lost dream realized. There are twinkling stars, sun rose from the horizon. It's a bright morning." Yes, Pakistan and Turkey relationship is like a bright morning, a shining sun from the horizon, twinkling stars. Turkey always stood by Pakistan in every thick and thin, and Pakistan always remained shoulder to shoulder with Turkey. At which Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, the famous poet of Republic of Turkey, said, and I quote, "In compassion and grace, be like a sun. In generosity and helping others, be like a river." And same is the spirit at which President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, paid a couple of days visit from 12th to 13th of February 2025. This visit is a landmark one because it is a new horizon of development, peace and stability. Both countries together, and it's a historic relationship, a loving brotherhood, an affectionate and always fresh fraternal bond, which is getting stronger and stronger with every passing moment. This visit actually highlights what's the importance of Pakistan in the eyes of Turkey and what is the importance of Turkey in the eyes of Pakistan. This visit also commenced the high-level Strategic Cooperation Council's 7th meeting, out of which Pakistan and Turkey once again reiterated to take meager trade to $5 billion, enhance defense and strategic partnership, defense production, and lots of projects for the social protection, for economy, industry, and trade. Both countries signed 24 memorandum of understandings, agreements, protocols, and the statements. Both countries expressed their desire and strong resolve to fight the menace of terrorism in both the countries. Not only that, but also extended support to the Kashmiri brothers and sisters, to the Palestinians, and to the Cypriots, because Turkey always supported the just cause of Kashmiris, their right of self-determination and their independence from the bloody shackles of Indians. Pakistan supported the issue of northern Cyprus, and along with that, both countries stood shoulder to shoulder with the Palestinian brothers and particularly the brothers of Gaza. This visit already concluded. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan set off for Ankara. But long-lasting historical benchmarks are still here. The legacy of Turkey in Pakistan and Pakistan's in Turkey is always enchanting and giving hope to both the nations. To talk on these very important relationship between both the countries, both the nations, and both the people, we have in our studios Mr. PERVAIZ Khan. He is General Secretary of the Consortium for Asia Pacific Studies, CAPS, And also he is a PhD scholar with the Seljuk University, Konya, Turkey. Most welcome to you, sir. Thank you very much for your presence.
Thank you.
And with him, Dr. SAJID KHATTAK. He is the foreign policy analyst and international relation expert. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence in the studios. And online joining us, Mr. REHAN NASEEM BHARARA. He is the president of Faisalabad Chamber of Commerce. Most welcome to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. My first question is to you, Dr. Sajid. As you know, and you must have followed the proceedings, that how much significant Pakistan-Turkiye 7th High-Level Strategic Cooperation Council's meeting that was held after the 4 years, and expanding the strategic economic framework and further deepening, diversifying and institutionalizing the strategic partnership between Pakistan and Turkey. That was actually the resolve of both the leadership. So how do you see overall proceedings of HLSCC?
Thank you, Faisal, for having me on your show. I think it's a very positive development given the fact that over the past few years we have seen that there is a large, you can say, advocacy going on against Pakistan, that Pakistan has been isolated from the regional and international politics. But we have seen that, you know, this particular visit, underscores this very notion that.
Although just last year, Shanghai Cooperation Organization
exactly,
Councils
and many other
many
other important activities are going on in Pakistan, and we hope that this is the revival of Pakistan's importance in both regional and international politics. And there is also a realization that, you know, given the importance of Pakistan, both geographically, politically and economically, we cannot undermine Pakistan's or cannot undo Pakistan from all the important developments in the region. We have seen that whenever there is some security related issues or concerns in the region, we have seen, you know, since October 7 in Raza and between the Russia and Ukraine conflict, we have seen that, you know, these countries again realize, these countries, by mean the regional countries, realize the importance of Pakistan, because in the Muslim world, Pakistan is the only country having, you can say, nuclear weapons. So Turkey-Pakistan relations are have always been important, even before Pakistan's inception. We have seen in 1920s, you know, how despite the fact that the Britishers were ruling, you know, India, still the Indians at that time, the Muslim Indians, they went there in the Khilafat movement and they supported their right cause. So this shows that there is, you know, a very, deep-rooted relationship between Pakistan and Turkey, and this particular visit will further enhance, you know, the bilateral relationship between the two sides. I must say that, you know, this high-level strategic cooperation council meeting has taken place after 4 years. I suppose that this should have been taken after, you know, a gap of 1 year. There is a requirement that this, it
actually
should be
that was realized.
Exactly.
That was realized at the leadership level as well, and at the official level as well. So that was under discussion that we have to, we don't have the gap of 4 or 5 years, but we have to shorten this gap, and we have to do it after a couple of years. So that would be realized, so that we can achieve all those benchmarks as well, what we set actually.
Exactly. And another indicator, you know, from this joint communique and the agenda of this meeting was that they have to increase the bilateral trade to up to $5 billion.
Yes,
annually.
Definitely. We have the question on that. We'll talk on that later as well. Umair, you are following each and every perspective of Pakistan-Turkey relationship. What about Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's time and again stressed upon the fact by saying that we will convert 24 agreements, MOUs, protocols, and what the statements there signed between both the countries into action, and that he and his cabinet members will work closely with the President of Turkey and his team, while assured the Turkey's businessmen and investors for his all-out support and facilitation to act as a guardian of the Turkish businesses and investments in Pakistan. How much it is important, he has given the true confidence to the Turkish businessmen and investors to be in Pakistan.
First of all, thank you very much for having me on this very crucial topic. From this forum, let me just welcome President Erdogan in his native language, that is his Turkish language. Pakistan size hoş geldiniz.
Hoş geldiniz.
Hoş geldiniz. ve iyi ki geldiniz, sefalar getirdiniz. We çok teşekkür ederim reisimiz. Let me just now come to the point that you have mentioned about the, the reassurances of from the highest level, the Prime Minister Muhammad Shahbaz Sharif, to the investors and businessmen in Turkey, and specifically to his, to the President Erdogan. And when he says this, it's a proactive approach. Basically, he's trying to bring into the investment, and he's trying to given the confidence, and this confidence is solidified into the historical relations that my second panelist talked about. And it's not just about the historical solidification, but also the cultural affinity that we share with our Turkish brothers. And as rightly pointed out, that when I do travel in Turkey as a student, let me just tell you that the affection that I get from the people of Turkey, it is exemplary, and that goodwill has to be converted into something meaningful. And this, I would rather say that this trip of President Erdogan is of critical significance, as you see that it has been very much interactive with the people. It has been people oriented, and secondly, the businesses that the business community basically in Turkey is interested in investing in Pakistan. And as a student, as I tell you, that when I go there, they also do ask questions regarding the investment opportunities in Pakistan, and giving the assurances from the highest office, the executive office in Pakistan.
Definitely, Umair, you are absolutely right, because this is the high time that we have to be very serious in our approach, and we have to work very hard if we want to, sincerely want to, that Pakistan must have to be prosperous and developed. And Turkey is shoulder to shoulder with us. You have rightly said, when I was in Turkey a couple of times, and when I was returning from there, I have made a little statement that when I came here in Turkey, I was the ambassador of Pakistan.
True.
But when I am now going to my homeland, I will be the ambassador of Turkey.
True.
So this is very realistic, really. Bharara Sahab, to what effect a new special economic zone would be handy, as it would be built by the Turkish firms or the companies, and act as a catalyst for the industrial expansion and production in Pakistan, as announced by the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif during his joint stakeout with President Turkiye. Do you think that it is going to be a game changer, particularly when Turkey's investment in Pakistan regarding the special economic zone?
Thank you very much, Faisal. This is very much correct, and this is the right time which Prime Minister actually informed today. And I hope that the way Prime Minister is coordinating with the Turkish President, and today what we saw, and what we are going in export processing zones, and Turkish companies are already working in that. And if I talk about my city, Faisalabad, there are a lot of companies working in our industrial state, and especially in the FedMec, one of the largest company who's making diapers in Pakistan. So this is, I think, it will be a chance for our Turkish brothers who want to invest in Pakistan. But unfortunately, as you well know, that there are some things happened in last few years, which was shake the confidence of our Turkish brothers. But now, as Prime Minister take this initiative, Mr. Muhammad Shahbaz Sharif, and give the confidence to our brother and Excellency President Erdogan, and his businessmen who came with him. So I hope that this will create a new door for our Turkish investors and industrialists to come to Pakistan, because Pakistan is the land of opportunity. This everyone knows. But now our bureaucracy, our other which big problems, and especially I'm talking about some of our institutes which are have to now work for Pakistan, thinking that now we have to work for Pakistan because we have lost a lot of time. Now we don't have the time to create problems for the investor, especially like Turkish, who are keen to invest in Pakistan, and this is very important time, and it can be a game changer. You are 100% right for that.
So, when we are talking about Naseem Sahib, how do you see the assured cooperation and the memorandum of understanding signed regarding the goods and halal trade, industrial property, regarding the statement to amend the trade and goods agreement, digitalization of the verification of origin certificate used in trade, declaration of exchange between Export Credit Bank of Turkey and Export Import Bank of Pakistan, Turkey Pakistan central banks like State Bank of Pakistan and the Central Bank of Turkey, technical cooperation, and two MOUs were also signed at the business forum as well. So these are also related to the cooperation between the industrial sector and the businessman community among each other. So how do you see overall benchmark of these important initiatives, that how much they are helpful not only setting up the industry but also the industrial production and enhancing the exports between both the countries, and removing all those bottlenecks which are there, particularly among the banks and also the bank guarantees, then the state bank and the central bank? What do you think about?
Yes, yeah, you're 100% in your briefing in details. Yeah, this is 100% right that this will give an opportunity to, especially to the investor and to the investors coming from Turkey, because there are a lot of problems which we saw in last few years before as I talk. So now this is what I feel, that this will give a great opportunity to both sides, from Pakistan side as well as from my Turkish side. So this is the now time for, especially for Pakistan businessmen, to get the benefit out of that, because Turkey is better in technologies. So we have to discuss technology transfers also with our Turkish counterparts. So now this is the time which these banks MOUs can help for our investors from Turkish side. And this is, as I told you, that this is the right time for all of us, and we have to work very hard together to
Your point well taken. Your point well taken. Dr. Sajid, what about Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's wholehearted support for the Kashmir cause, stressed upon meaningful dialogue between India and Pakistan to resolve the Kashmir issue in accordance with the will and wishes of the Kashmiri people and according to the UN Security Council resolutions, while Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif once again reiterated his unwavering and loud support on the issue of Northern Cyprus? How do you see at this juncture particularly the support from Turkey and Pakistan for the Cyprus?
I think Turkey's diplomatic position on Kashmir remained unchanged. They have always advocated for their right of self-determination.
Always, no doubt.
And this is again very a welcoming thing that he has reiterated his support for the Kashmiri people, because Kashmiris are, the victim of the Indian atrocities for a long period of time. And they also feel comfort when someone supports their, you can say, valid stance. And Pakistan again has always supported Turkey's position on Cyprus, and I think very important development at the United Nations Security Council can take place, because Pakistan rightly is one of the 15 members of the United Nations Security
a non-permanent
Council.
member right now, yes.
Non-permanent member, and its presidency rotates on monthly basis. So maybe in June or July, Pakistan is going to preside over the United Nations Security Council. And Pakistan has also supported Turkey's position with respect to democratization of the United Nations Security Council, means to say their permanent members should be increased in order to have democracy at the United Nations Security Council. What I'm trying to make a point over here is that Pakistan and Turkey together can again take Kashmir case in the United Nations Security Council, and they can have very, you can say, organized and very coordinated advocacy for Kashmir cause, because at the end of the day we have tried bilateralism to resolve Kashmir dispute. We have even, India has tried unilaterally, you can say, trying to change the legal position of Kashmir. But at the end of the day, we are living in a very globalized world, in a global village.
Your point well taken, Umair. What about Pakistan and Turkey's strong resolve to fight the menace of terrorism? As Turk president lauded the sacrifices made by Pakistan security forces, law enforcement agencies, police and intelligence agencies, even the civilians, and reiterated strong cooperation through close military exchanges, training, intelligence sharing, and joint exercises. While how do you see the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's expectations that he again called Afghanistan to cooperate in fight against terrorism, rather not in spreading terrorism?
Before commenting on this particular question, I would like to give a few moments to the last question that you asked to the other panelist, as because I am from Kashmir as well. So I tell you that when we get sport, Pakistan is definitely one of the most important, it's the issue of Pakistan. But when it comes to the brotherly countries, Kashmiris always look towards Turkey for the support that it gets. And here it is significant to mention that Turkey has always stood by the Kashmiri brothers, but recently in this 2025 session, in this 2024 session of United Nations, Turkey somehow missed the Kashmir's mention.
Talking about
the United Nations General Assembly. Yeah, sorry, I am talking about the General Assembly session. So we have to make sure that on such important forums, we should be having proactive diplomacy to have our, iron brothers on board vis-a-vis such important, what we could call as the national security issue. So here I would like to just comment this. Now coming to your this question, Turkey and Pakistan both have suffered from terrorism, and they have been, their history has been, we have shared history of terrorism suffrage as well. And when it comes to the applauding of Turkey's president vis-a-vis the sacrifices of Pakistan's armed forces and civilians and intelligence agencies, so it is highly commendable. And I would rather say that the strong resolve to combat terrorism is depicted from his talk and his body gestures for that matter. Pakistan has also stood by Turkey for combating such activities in Turkey by intelligence sharing and other mechanisms as well. But when it comes to Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's expectations from Afghanistan vis-a-vis when it comes to cross-border terrorism, we have to be very realistic, and we have to think and we have to see if that expectations would be met by the Afghan interim government that is in place. But we are hopeful, they are our brothers, and we could use the leverage of our regional partners like Turkey for that matter, like China for that matter, and other important partners in peace who are working for the regional stability.
Your point well taken. Your point well taken. Naseem sir, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, during his address to Pak-Turkiye Business Forum, regretted the inconvenience caused, what you were actually mentioning. Prime Minister regretted the inconvenience caused to the Turkish businessmen and investors in past, and apologized as a courteous gesture. And it's evident through the bilateral trade stagnation also, because the trade volume stands at $1.3 billion. President Erdogan said that it's now growing. Last year, 2024, after this government came, it reached at $1.4 billion with 30% growth. These are the figures given by President Erdogan. While both sides once again committed to have the bilateral trade to $5 billion US. So how do you think that, what's your take on that?
Discuss about
Naseem
that.
BHARARA, sir.
Yeah. As I previously discussed about that we have to change our attitude, especially our bureaucracy have to change the attitude, and the same thing by our Prime Minister today give assurance to our Turkish counterparts that now they will not face that kind of problems what they have faced in last few years. So I think this is a very good gesture from the Prime Minister of Pakistan to give the confidence to our businessmen from Turkey. So this is, I think, a very important statement from our Prime Minister. So now, as we think that as a President Erdogan said that it's only it's increasing, but it's only 1.4 billion, and the potential is not only 5 billion, it's more than that. But a 5 billion target is set. That is a good enough, I think, for coming years. And our potential for both the countries to increase trade is, I think, it's more than that. And if we go together and we change our attitude, especially as I talked before, so that can help us to boost our exports, especially to Turkey. You know, Turkey is very much interested to import many things from Pakistan, but unfortunately, due to our side, we are lacking in that. So now this is the time we can get that chance, and we have to capture that market, because we have that potential, but unfortunately we didn't get exploration to our exports especially. And now, as you know, our targets for Iran Pakistan is $60 billion. So we can get a better benefit out of that. But one thing I want to add, now we have to talk about some duty relief from Turkish side, because we have, as we are specialists in textiles, you know well. So we now have to talk about the duty structure restructuring, and we have to talk about preferential, PTA with Turkish side, because that can help to boost our exports to Turkey side, right?
So when we are talking about the preferential preferences there in the Turkish market, Naseem Sahib, there are many products which, if get the preferential access to Turkey, more than might be 150 products or might be more than that, Pakistan trade could grow 40%, number one. Secondly, textile have historically been the more frequently exchanged commodity between the two nations, because it is both ways, 70% from Pakistan and 30% from Turkey. These are the textile products which are exported. So when we are talking about whether we are getting a preferential or the duty-free treatment in Turkey market, and at how many tariff lines basically, because Turkey, I think, getting 4 tariff lines right now for their textile products. So how much we are actually claiming in the Turkish market, whether we have tried our best to have tariff lines for our products there?
I don't think that we have worked properly to the Turkish market. We didn't work accordingly, but we have to work on it. As you yourself said, the Turkish find that 4 lines, but unfortunately we didn't find the proper lines. But what are the specialties of our export? So this is the time we have to work on it, and we have to set together. The only thing which I always requested to our Commerce Minister especially, that till the time they will not take the genuine stakeholders into the confidence what kind of exports and what kind of product line we are specialists in from Pakistan side. So till that time, we will not able to increase our exports what we are expecting to be. So it is now better to sit with the business community, with the chambers, and discuss which lines are more suitable to discuss with the Turkish side for our preferential agreements, and that can help to boost our export to the Turkey especially. And now one more thing, other than textile, we have pharmaceutical, we have agriculture right now, and Turkey is much more interested in agriculture side also. But unfortunately, we are not working properly on that side. I request my exporter on the value-added agriculture side.
Naseem Barara sahab, on that front, particularly when you're talking about agriculture, under the Green Pakistan initiative, now agriculture, and recently we have also signed some of the MOUs regarding the agriculture, halal food exports. Along with that, you are talking about pharmaceutical. Now health and pharmaceutical is also a topic at which both Pakistan and Turkey is right now working, and discussion, very lengthy discussions already happened in the business forum as well, and in the HLSCC as well. So your point well taken, Barara sahab. Dr. Sajid, Turkish president stressed upon the need to improve and diversify combined transportation. That is very important area. Emphasize to implement projects with holistic perspective, like Islamabad, Tehran, Istanbul. That was a very famous route. Initially it was the road and also the rail linkage, but unfortunately that was stopped. He stressed upon to reinvigorate that whole process. The trade train line, the middle corridor, supported the China-Pakistan economic corridor as well, and also stressed upon development of the road corridors. So as infrastructure and effective transportation linkages is basically the key to enhance your connectivity and enhance the volume of trade. So do you not think that we have to work tirelessly on this Islamabad, Tehran, Istanbul road link, because that is going to be the backbone of the trade between the two countries?
I think we have to give a little blame to our leaders, both Pakistani leadership and Turkish leadership in the past, that they are quite late, in starting these kind of initiatives. There should have been greater connectivity, not between Pakistan and Turkey via Iran, rather among all the Muslim countries, because we have recently seen that how the
but Dr. Sajid, this ITI basically is the direct link to Turkey, and although we are emphasizing upon extending the CPAC to Afghanistan, road linkages with the Central Asian republics, there is also a project of Trans-Afghan Railway between Uzbekistan and Pakistan. There are lots of projects going on, but this is the very important area what President Erdogan stressed upon when he was addressing to the business forum.
I'm saying that there is no question of denying the importance of this connectivity, what President Erdogan was referring to. But what I'm saying is that we are quite late in this, because China, you see, is investing billions and trillions of dollars in BRI, because this is one of the variable of China's rise to the world politics. They know that without connectivity, without integrating the regional countries with the great power, the making in the great power is not possible. So what I'm saying is that Pakistan, Iran, Turkey and all other Muslim countries should be working very closely and very efficiently in order to develop integration, interdependency. Like
right.
we are quite late even in the Iran-Pakistan-India gas pipeline. So these kind of projects,
although India is not there now, it's
exactly,
yes.
Because we have seen that what has happened to the Palestinians over the past 1 year, more than 1 year. Individual states cannot stand, before the atrocities of the enemies of Islam.
Definitely,
they have to think
you are right,
these
but
kind of
we have to create interdependence.
Exactly, so that we can, come to rescue one another at times of need, because we have already discussed this thing in your program.
And I think so. And this is going to be a very lucrative area. If we develop this rail and road linkage, Pakistan's volume of trade might be more than $5 billion with Turkey.
And even people-to-people contact will increase.
Obviously,
because,
exactly. Definitely. UMAIR, Pakistan and Turkey already cooperating in advanced cutting-edge technology transfer. Joint defense production like Milgem corvettes, you have Khan 5th generation fighter jet, you are collaborating with Turkey right now. Unmanned combat aerial vehicles, the Jinnah class frigate, which is going to be the futuristic one, but Turkey is cooperating with Pakistan. Other military hardware and the weaponry as well. What's the advantage of the recent agreements and the MOUs, like between Turkiye, Turkish Aerospace Industry TAI and the Naval Research and Development Institute of Pakistan, the Joint Secretariat of the Turkish Defense Industries and Ministry of Defense Production, Air Force Electronic Warfare and Civil Military Official Exchange? How do you see such type of agreements? Because maintaining a secretariat or establishing a secretariat of Turkish defense industries and Pakistan defense production means something.
Yeah, definitely it means very, I would rather say that it is one of the major steps that the leadership have taken. And I would say that as Turkey and Pakistan have faced embargoes in the history, and but one advantage that they both, and specifically Turkey, has prospered in is the indigenous protection. And these communiques which you are talking about, and the joint secretariat between the two military, I would rather say,
the defense
protection industries. This would definitely enhance the localized production. This would definitely not only give the space to the Pakistani localized industry, and its dependency on the foreign equipments would be less, and the joint mechanism would definitely go for the more robust, more economical and more technological advanced the defense protection in that matter. And for Pakistan it would be advantageous in gaining the technological expertise from Turkey in terms of naval. You see, the naval warship that was formed, that was created in Karachi. Secondly, the drones that they have, the drone
Two
technology that they
corvettes,
have.
actually, Belgium corvettes are under
Yes,
construction.
they are also
and,
construction. And here I would likely say that the Turkey, how it would get the benefit out of it, because it would be expanding its defense protection to the South Asia, and it would expand the export protection of the defense technology to South Asian region, and this would somehow be very crucial for the both countries, and they would not
Turkey
only
has
be
a state policy now to have an expansion of its economy
Yeah,
towards Asia.
towards
so,
Asia.
So that is very important point. But Dr. Sajid, President Erdogan said that Turkey has at least $2 billion of investments in Pakistan, and Turkey is ready to increase this volume in Pakistan in due course. Invited Pakistani businessmen as well to invest in Turkey because there are lots of lucrative opportunities there. He stressed upon that also benefit Pakistan as well when there would be straight away the dollars or the money straight away coming back to Pakistan, and that will help Pakistan's national exchequer and the foreign exchange reserve as well. So how do you see the Pakistan's investment in Turkey?
But I think we have to admit one thing, that both Pakistan and Turkey is facing economic challenges.
Yes.
Even economic indicators in Turkey are not encouraging. But the unfortunate thing about Pakistan's exports is that except Afghanistan, we have trade deficit with almost all the Muslim states. Be that the Central Asian states or the Middle Eastern states, we are in the trade deficit. So
That is more than a political problem rather than to be the economic problem, because you don't have linkage when it comes to Afghanistan to Central Asia. Then there is obviously we have low trade there in Iran as well. With Iran as well. So you are absolutely right on that account.
And exactly, and I would also say that Pakistan's elite class is there, but it is not at a broader level. We have small level investors in Pakistan, and there is a
Unfortunately,
need to,
they are more interested in real estate investments rather than to be in industry or in trade.
And one of the reasons why they are interested in the real estate investment is that there is no awareness and there is no education about investing abroad. And whenever there is such meeting or such visit, I think Pakistani authorities should should do a proper preparation before such visits and keep the you can say low investment or the small investors on board, and they should educate them that where they can invest in Turkey or
Very
elsewhere.
important point.
Exactly.
Very important point.
Because
Your point well taken, because we have run short of time. Naseem Barara sahab, Pakistan's industry, especially textile and pharmaceutical, you were talking about. Industrial development desperately need cheap energy, raw material, technology, skilled manpower, while Pakistan also have to intend that at least the food security must have to be intact. So in that context, how recently signed MOUs between Pakistan and Turkey for establishment of Pakistan-Turkey Textile Technological Center, cooperation in hydrocarbons, energy transition, water resources, seed production, mining will contribute to the Pakistan's industry, particularly textile, pharmaceutical and related industries?
Yeah, this is very much right that we have to work on it. Unfortunately, as you yourself said, that we are getting expensive in our energy side, so we have to work on it. But if I talk that we are not working, especially in textile, on higher end side, so that's why our energy cost actually sharing in our cost is getting high. So this is one of the reason we are not getting the benefit of for that our textiles in the international market, especially when we compare with the Turkish side. Because as I told you before, the Turkey is technologically better in technologies, so we have to get benefit out of that. And as I told that now we have to talk with them for the technology transfer in Pakistan rather than getting investments only. The technology transfer is also most important, especially in the textile side and pharmaceutical side. One more thing I forget to talk about that is the most now, which have Pakistan a big gap that we can work on it is the IT side. IT exports to Turkey side, many Pakistani companies unfortunately have to transfer from their offices from Pakistan to Turkey because of some of the issues which we didn't settle up till now, and we have to work on that. That our transfer of the payments, especially the young generation doing small software houses. A big house software houses have
IT
these have
companies
not
and
issues in
software
that. They
houses.
have
Hmm.
yeah.
Definitely,
So software
definitely.
houses, so but the small companies are getting a big problem because when they are getting transfer of the payments. So because we are actually, my point of view is that we are exporting more than $15 billion to the world. But unfortunately, due to our own system and our own problems, we are not getting benefit out of that. And
And every
our
problem
software
and remove
houses
all
have.
bottlenecks. You are absolutely right. Thank you very much, Naseem Barara sir, for you, being with us online. Thank you very much, UMAIR, for your presence in the studios. Thank you very much, Dr. SAJID, for your contribution. Thank you very much. Viewers, as you have listened to our panelists, it is very important that we have to put our house in order. This is very important. When we are talking about Pakistan's economic development and prosperity, it is important that we have to facilitate all investors and businessmen, particularly from Turkey, because they are very sincere in their approach and professionalism is there to invest in Pakistan. But we have to facilitate them. We have to remove all those bottlenecks, and we have to, and in that particular thing, I think so that Special Investment Facilitation Council can do a lot of things to have smooth investments in Pakistan, because foreign direct investments are backbone needed Pakistan for its prosperity and economic development. And Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's visit to Pakistan is really a historic one, as we have revived lots of things, including that there is a spirit, a realization, and there is a resolve that we have to enhance our exports to $5 billion on the bilateral level. On that front, as President Erdogan said, that road rail linkages, particularly Islamabad, Tehran, Istanbul linkage, must have to be revived, that must have to be rejuvenated. And Pakistan and Turkey tied in historic brotherhood, historic bond, and made lots of sacrifices for each other. Now it's time to realize that we have to do practically, because we can change the whole scenario. The peace and stability and progress hangs upon our practical actions, and we will develop, we will be prosperous if we do practical things and translate all those agreements, MOUs, as the Prime Minister said, translate into action. Pakistan and Turkey people are two souls, but one heart. These are the two countries, but one nation. This is all from today's Foresight. It's time to sign off. Allah Hafiz Nasir.